Okay, so you can start. On the last day or last week, we started addressing mode, right? And what we are observing in this addressing mode? Now we are observing that with this addressing mode, what we are actually calculating? We were calculating the effective memory address. So what was the real life example we throw? That if you are operating from your home now, or you are attending the class from your home now, so if anyone is asking that what is your effective memory address, or what is your effective locational address, you should give the address of your home. And whenever you are in department or university, you will be in department or university, that will be the departmental address, or that particular classroom address will be your effective location, right? So using this addressing mode, we were calculating those effective memory address, because when you are actually executing a set of instructions, you are basically following some instruction from different maybe data can be accessed from register, maybe data can be accessed from memory location. After one instruction, which instruction should be executed, where that particular instruction is being stored. So all these things we should know. So that means every time when you will talk about this, you will face a word where, right? That means where your data, where your instruction, where your memory, where your register, every other thing. So that means those are actually related to location. So we should properly get the knowledge that how these locational addresses are being calculated. That is why we were calculating this addressing mode. Okay, and while calculating the addressing mode, we have done till now immediate addressing and direct addressing. Okay, so what we observed in case of immediate addressing, that I gave you one example. Again, I can give the same example, and from that particular example, we will move around. So I have taken a new slide. Okay, so here again we can just recap, short recap, okay, for immediate addressing. And what the example we gave on that day, that if I am taking your class in the lecture hall and you are sitting here, you all, then when I asked for any copy or any other thing to you, if this particular data present with you, you can directly hand it over to me, right? So you are not actually accessing any separate memory location, right? So that means operand itself in the instruction. So what was the example? That add AX, 05H. That means operand, this is the operand 05, H is for hexadecimal data. Operand itself in the instruction. So it was your whole instruction, add AX, 5H. What does that mean basically? It is actually AX will store AX plus 05H. Okay, so this was the example of immediate addressing. Now what we observed in case of direct addressing, we found that in case of direct addressing, you are using one memory reference. So if your mode is not specifying that it is immediate addressing or it is direct addressing, everything will be dependent based on the mode. So if in mode you will observe I has been written, I am taking the example of lab, we will do this thing in lab. Lab you will see that immediate addressing mode, it will be an add I, direct addressing no I will be there. So if no I will be there, that means the same thing can be converted into direct addressing. How? Because at that time this location will be acted as an address, not an operand. So that means in that case you have to move into that address and you will fetch that particular data which is stored in that particular address. So location of this address is 05H, but content may be some other thing like 8888 or whatever may be. So this 8888 will go to in that place to be added with AX. This was the example of direct addressing. And in this case, what we told that if some copy or some data is actually not present with you, but that thing has been presented or has been kept in your hostel room, you can just directly take that memory location. You can jump from your room, classroom to your hostel room. That means only one memory location you are accessing and you are getting this data back. Right. So that means in case of immediate addressing, there was no memory reference and it is single memory reference. So this thing was the last discussion of the last day. So today what we will take, today we will see that in case of indirect addressing, what will be occurred. So first we should know from where this indirect concept is coming. Think again with the real life example what I was giving, that taking the class, you all are sitting here. The same example I every time used to give. Okay. Now I have asked to this student, maybe this is whose name I can take. Any student present like Vansh. Okay. So say this is Vansh and I have asked Vansh that once I need all the copies of all the papers of third sem of all the students. So you are almost 500 students. You have almost close to 6 to 7 papers. Some students also have some specific specializations. Now, lots of variation of the copies will be, right? So it is not possible to him to store all the copies with him or by his own responsibility. Very difficult. So what he will do? He rushed in his room, right? He rushed in his room for that particular thing. He found in that room there is an address which address has been written. Which address? So this is the address of the controller section. Okay, just for the example, you can take. I think that most of you have seen this movie Three Idiots. So virus का room का चाबी. Okay. So वो virus का room का चाबी यहाँ पे store है. Okay. So now some of them has approached in that location, take those keys and they are going to another location where all these things are actually stored. Right? So that means what you are storing here, what is being stored here and what is being stored here. Any idea? Or till now what the discussion has been done based on this? Any answer? Any type of answer can be welcome. No evaluation, no checking. So be fearless and answer. He is rushed to this location. He got another locational address stored here. That location information he got from here and he rushed to the second location and here he got the data. So who is the location and who is the operand? Obviously this is the location and this is the operand. I hope you understood. So that means in case of indirect addressing, when you are writing the instructions like this format, say here some address you have specified like B. I have only written this B with a parenthesis. So once you will found that this is a parenthesis, first obviously you will move to the location of B. That is true. Right? This is the location of B. But here you will not get the data or operand. Rather, here you will get the address where the actual operand is being stored. That is why this thing is being represented with a parenthesis. But here, in case of direct addressing, no parenthesis was there. Or this is the example of immediate. If it is direct also, then no parenthesis would be there. Okay, so then he will take that address and he will search the second location. Maybe second location is here. So here your operand will be stored. So that means this is first memory location, this is second memory location, this is the operand. So how many memory location you are accessing in this case? 2 basically. So that is why it is being termed that in case of indirect addressing, memory cell will point to another address field, address of pointer to the operand. That means this is your first address field and here you are getting the address of this location. So you are jumping from this location to this location and you are getting this data. So in the second location you will get the operand. So that means more than one memory location you are using. Any problem understanding this, please? More than one location are being accessed, and in the second location you are basically fetching the data or operand. Can I move further or I should repeat it? Just think the example first. That first I have asked you any data. This data with you immediate. This data in your hostel room, you are accessing that particular room. One memory reference, you are accessing direct addressing. Right? Now I need a data. You are accessing to your room. You found that in your room no data is there, but another locational address is stored. So you will move to that second location. Then in the second location you are getting this data. That means it is indirect addressing, right? So how many memory reference you are using? First one is one location and second one is another location. So more than one memory reference you are using, right? So you can ask that if the direct addressing was there, what was the requirement to use this indirect addressing, or why you will store the data in a second location or in a secondary location? What is the advantage of this? So once you are accessing more than one memory location through one cell, that means in that particular cell you can store only the address of different locations quite easily, because you are not storing the operand, you are only storing the address or you are storing the locations. So obviously your robustness will be increased. You can store more amount of data. You can use this whole memory system more robustly. So all these things are the advantage, and obviously the disadvantage will be time. Little bit of slower it will be, right? So I hope understood. So now we will move to the next part, that is the register addressing. Okay, so think that till now what we have done, till now we have our instruction, right? This was maybe opcode, this was your mode. I can write this, right? This was your opcode, this was mode, and this was your instruction. Okay, so once you are changing from this location, or once you are trying to execute this instruction, till now what the example we have seen, that if the operand is not present with you, or if the operand is not present with the instruction itself, it may be found in memory, right? So we have check this example using memory till now. But if you remember in your previous same lab experiment, sometimes in program also we used to store or we used to specify some registers, right? In case of multiplexer application, if you remember, or in case of flip-flop, we used to store some data. So that is why in program also we use register, right? Because once you need to store some data in some specific location, you will use register. So that means all this addressing mode also can be implemented using register also. So that means this type of addressing mode, what was just discussed till now, that immediate, direct, indirect, everything can be done through register also. How? Say in case of direct addressing, one location was stored here, so you were just fetching this location from this memory, right? Now, instead of storing a location in your instruction, if you write it as a register simply, that thing also can be done. If you write it like bx, where bx is a register, so bx will not point into this memory again because bx is a separate register, general purpose register. Some set of registers are associated with microprocessor. Once we will cover the addressing mode and MIPS instruction, we will show this thing, that how many specific type of registers are associated with the microprocessor. Okay, so once you will found that there is a register associated with it, what it will do? It will not go into this memory location. Where it will go? It will go into that location where all the registers are stored. Now this question can come in your mind. So where are the registers actually placed? Quite confusing. Structure is like that. First, your operation is being performed in the processor. So processor first will try to get the data from the registers. Registers are placed where? Registers are placed on board. Right? So it will first try to get all the data from the registers because they are fastest. But they are smallest in size. So once they have not this, they have the data, it will pass to the processor. Fine. But once they don't have this data, they will search it into the cache memory. Then if cache memory don't have this data, then it will be searched into the primary memory. Like this, it will be continued. So register is a separate section, right? So that means once in your instruction, it will be found that a register has been mentioned, it will directly search this register location into the set of registers that where this BX register has been stored. Maybe there are some registers like AX, BX, CX, DX, EX, whatever maybe, all the registers are stored. So once it will be matched, it will get this operand from here. So now tell me, could you identify any effective memory address right now? This was my memory, this was my instruction, this was your register. You are fetching the operand from the register, not from the memory. So what will be your effective memory address now? Any idea? Or if it possible to get any effective memory address? Any answer please, yes or no? You can make a wild guess, no problem. So if not, then I can say in this case it is a clear no, because you are not using your memory structure. You are directly searching from set of registers. Okay, so this will be your no effective memory address and operand will be here for the content of the register, that is the operand actually. So operand will be not a problem. Okay. Now this type of addressing mode is termed as register addressing mode. Okay, so this is the register, not indirect. This is the register addressing. Okay, you can see no memory referencing are being accessed or are being used. So limited number of registers, so that means very small number of data you can store, quite common, but parallelly it is fastest. Once your instruction is short, once your searching location is short, obviously your execution time will be fast, like this. Okay, so this was the register addressing mode. So now we will move to another type of addressing, that is the indirect addressing, right? Register indirect addressing. So in a normal indirect addressing, what you observed, that in your instruction there is one location, you go to that location, you found another location, you went to the second location, then you observed that particular data. So the same thing if being done by a register, that thing will be informed as a register indirect addressing. So that means what will be like that this is your instruction, this is your opcode, this is your mode, and this is your instruction. So once you are getting, say it is BX has been written, once you are searching in that location, you observe that in this location another memory location has been stored. Why this thing can be done? Because if you directly store the address in directly store the operand in register, obviously it will be fastest, but your accessibility will be limited. Less number of data can be stored, so you may need to store much more amount of data. So what you can do, instead of storing the data, you can store the address, then you can move to the address and you can fetch the data. That is also another possibility. So this is the option of register indirect addressing, where when you will find this register and you will get that some data is not present rather than some location is present, so you will definitely jump to that particular location. So maybe this location address has been stored here. So that means this is called the register indirect addressing. You are not getting the operand directly from the register. Rather than you are getting this data indirectly from memory, which memory location are being used through the register. Okay. So this was the register indirect addressing, and some of the advantage disadvantage also we will see. So this was register direct, that means register addressing. So this is register indirect addressing, and some other example also will be just like displacement addressing. So what is the advantage of register indirect addressing? Obviously your address space will be much higher, right? Because if there are if there are in number of location, then only one register can store data into all these spaces. So that is why a large address space will be generated. So this is the main advantage. Okay, and another point is one fewer memory access than indirect addressing. So in indirect addressing, in that case, there was another memory location. So you were accessing your memory location 2 times. But right now, this thing has been done through a register. So memory location is being accessed only 1 time. That is also one point. Okay, now you can just keep your eyes open that when you will found that this type of parenthesis has been given. It may be in case of a register, it may be in case of a location. That means it is an example of indirect addressing. You can see here also parenthesis has been given. Here also parenthesis has been given. It was memory and it was register. Right? So this was the register indirect addressing. Now we will move to the displacement addressing. What is this thing basically? Again, we can take some example. Think university is open. You are coming from your home. Now some of you are day scholar. Okay, you are coming directly from your home and maybe your hometown is around Noida sector or Delhi, extended Delhi in this area. So you are supposed to take the college shuttle, university shuttle service. So university shuttle service has been scheduled from Botanical Garden metro station. So what you have to do? You have to first start from your home, and in every condition, anyhow, you have to come in that location from where this college shuttle will be started. That means the Botanical Garden metro station. So anyhow, when you are starting from your home and you are coming from your home to this Botanical Garden metro station, that is a fixed length or fixed distance which you supposed to cover every day. Then the college shuttle will take you and drop you in university gate. Okay, now first thing was your offset from home. That means start address from home you are starting and you are just keeping yourself available in Botanical Garden metro station. So this distance is offset, right? Now the college shuttle is there. So college shuttle is the segment register. Okay, so segment register is taking you in him and he is carrying you into the university. So that means there is certain displacement. So this too is finally giving you that displacement addressing mode. So here actually direct and register indirect address both are being used here, but along with the memory location you can see this thing also is being used. This is the offset and this is the displacement addressing or segment register. This is the segment register. So you will add these two and you will get your effective memory address where A is your base value. So what was the base value in your example? The distance from your home to the Botanical Garden metro station is your base value. And what was the displacement? That means the from Botanical Garden metro station to your university, that is the displacement. And who was your segment register? The bus or the cab, that is the segment register. Okay, so this was the example of displacement addressing. Now sometimes this same addressing mode can be mentioned as indexed addressing. When if this segment register has been specifically termed as index register. Okay, you will get this example when we will touch this numerical problem, but keep in mind that index addressing and displacement addressing almost equivalent. Okay, so now we can move to the next part. So next part is the relative addressing, and in parentheses it has been written PC relative. So PC relative, PC is not your personal computer. PC is basically program counter, right? I don't know or I forgot whether previous day I told you this term or not, but what is this program counter actually? The program counter will store the information of the sequence, thus which instruction will be executed next. That means once you are not starting any instruction, the first instruction address will be stored in program counter. Thus, you can go directly into that location and you can start execution of this instruction. So once the first instruction will be executed, program counter will be updated himself automatically, and it will take the address of next instruction. Okay, so that means in case of relative addressing mode, what will be your effective memory address? It will be the A version of displacement addressing, that means the offset part, the initial part, and the content of program counter. So both things will be added to give you the effective memory address of this addressing mode. Okay, so this thing is being used in case of locality of reference and cache memory. So once you will touch this cache memory, it will be discussed. Right now, I am not touching this thing. Confusion will be increased. Okay, then another point is there that base register addressing. So base register addressing is just like the same thing. Once you are writing the base register as A and the segment register as R, just replace it. A hold the displacement and another base register is there. Okay, so previously we were saying that A holds the displacement, A holds the initial distance, that is the offset, and R holds the displacement. Right now you are saying that your A holds the displacement and CS holds the initial distance. So that is more or less almost all of the equation will be equivalent, all of the calculations also will be equivalent. Okay, so that means if you got properly the first one like immediate, direct, indirect, register, indirect. So all the other things will come gradually. Automatically you will understand all the other parts. Okay, so now if you check that index addressing, that is the same thing what we have already discussed in case of displacement. Okay, and then it is come the stack addressing. Stack addressing right now we will not touch because we have not covered a single section of microprocessor part. So that is why stack addressing right now cannot be possible. And then as a whole, all the memory referencing has been mentioned here. Immediate, direct, indirect, register, indirect, displacement, stack. Apart from this, auto increment, auto decrement will also be there. Some numerical problems also will be given. We will also try to upload one separate Word page or document Word file where some set of instructions along with the addressing modes, along with which addressing mode will be applicable to which one and what is the application of particular addressing mode, all the thing has been discussed. So very soon we will upload this thing also within this week, I hope. Okay, so these were the discussion part. The next thing is actually the numerical of addressing mode. So these numerical I will start, but before this I would love to get some feedback from you. Okay, that without any hesitation, you can just open your mouth that this thing is not clear. Thus I can repeat. Because several times I have told that addressing mode is quite complicated. So please be vocal. And if something like this that you have understood, but you are not sure whether you have understood or not. Sometimes this thing also in our mind that whatever things Sir is told, it is quite okay. But whenever you are giving some numerical problems, it is creating problems. So maybe after numerical, you may have some question in your mind. Okay. So till now, any discussion type of thing that this discussion is not sufficient or this discussion would have better, something like this. I am asking all these things because I also need to improve myself. That is the main point. So if you help me, it will be much better. So that is why I am asking that if any point can be molded or can be separately represented, or I can directly jump to the numerical problem. Okay, understood. Because as the class is in initial phase, that is why you may not be able to clearly got everything. So gradually things will be clear. So I can jump to the numerical problem, and you can see I have uploaded the Maurice Mano book in LMS. Okay, CSA _ Maurice Mano, I think, if I'm not wrong. I have uploaded the book in LMS. So in that particular book, there are lots of numerical problems. So this addressing mode numerical also I have taken from that book. You can go to chapter 8 of this book and you can see figure 8.7, this mark. Figure 8.7 has the same numerical problem. Same means that the same thing I have taken. I have copied and pasted in this slide. Okay, so the same numerical problem we will discuss or we will try first. So in that particular numerical, you can see that some address has been written, a memory has been written, some instruction is being written, some separate other thing is here, mode has been written, so different thing, right? And parallelly one table has been given in right hand side. So what you need to calculate? Now in numerical problem, or if the same problem has been given to you in exam, only this data will be given. These two columns will not be given. You have to calculate this part. Okay, so this will be the type of addressing mode problem. So here you will get that this addressing mode instruction, like initially some instruction is there, along with the instruction some mode is there. So can you anyone tell me that if you observe this particular phrase or word or letter or what you can say, who is the instruction itself from this zone only? Who itself is the instruction? Any idea? Load to AC is the instruction, right? Load to AC is the instruction, and parallelly mode is there. Why mode is there? Because if you don't specify the mode, you will not be able to get the information that whether you should get it as immediate mode or you should get it as direct mode. Because if I write like add AX, 05H, this can be a operand, this can be a location. So who will inform you that this is a operand or this is a location? If the mode is implied or immediate, then it is your operand, and if the mode is direct, then it is the location. Simple. So that is the same thing we will also follow here. Now we should get the problem definition also. What the problem has been written itself. Okay. So this is not the book. Just let me open first. This one is the book. CSA Mano. Okay. So I will directly jump to chapter 8. This is your chapter 8. And what was the diagram? I think this one. This one. Okay. And parallelly, this is the problem statement. So I will suggest you that everyone please download this book and go to page 265. You will get the problem. Read the numerical very carefully and answer one by one. Or you can match one by one answer. Okay, so today it is not possible to cover the whole problem. So I will touch this problem on the next day from the beginning. Okay, once the problem will be over, then we will jump to the MIPS instruction. So once I hope that once this problem will be clearly done by you all, then you can say that yes, it will be a little bit of clear. So I don't know because you are not saying anything. So I hope that you are getting something. Any chat information is there from this class? No. Okay. Okay. So